in Jakarta, the issue is quality. There are few schools, high schools, who are being labeled as sekolah favorit. Okay? And this sekolah favorit is owned by government, so it's a state schools. However, only those who come from privileged families were entering those schools. So in starting 2019, we started the reform, rearranging enrollment system so that it becomes equal opportunity for children from all kind of families. So before we adopt this system, so the SMA is SMA favorit di Jakarta itu 90% plus of their parents were university graduates, bachelor, masters, or PhD. That's 90+%. So I said, this 10%, you remember the chart earlier. We had only 64% participation rate in the high schools. That means 36% never reached high schools. And these 36% were not coming from families of educated parents. So this is also low-income families who are not continuing in high schools. And the low-income families is only 10% in Jakarta. So we reformed the system to allow equal opportunity across backgrounds of family using, I believe in random system. When you do random, then it will reflect our populations. So when we approached that in 2019, it changed. It becomes 30 plus, 30 plus, and 30 plus. This is SD or less. This is SMP, SMA, and this is university. So what happened is parents of new students coming in were 1/3 from no education or elementary education, and then about 1/3 is from middle schools, and about 1/3 is from university and above. And when we adopted this, it was the only policy that I experienced protests extremely strong from the middle class and up. Okay, because they felt this is blocking our opportunity. But as governor looking at these pictures, if we continue this system, we are going to create a sustainable disparity in our city. We need to change. But on the other hand, those who benefited from this, they never campaign for the governor. They never go out and say, thank you, Pak Governor. Thank you for making this policy so that now my kids can go to school. No, they may not vote for me in the election. Okay? So the political benefit is not there. You reform this, they are happy, my kids can go to school, but it doesn't translate into vote, it doesn't translate into electoral concrete benefit. And I think politicians understand that. They do the research, they do the survey, and then the result is there is no correlation between good policy that you adopted and the vote that you get in the election. And that is worrisome. And that is why I think we need to create a mechanisms so that you can balance.